Alright. Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to Corey Loses for the continuation of the Empire of the Hand preview playthrough for Thrawn's Revenge 3.1. So, this is the first of our episodes that are being live streamed on YouTube. For most of the campaign, we've been live streaming on Twitch and then posting those episodes. For the rest of the playthrough here, we are going to be live streaming on Sundays, sometimes Wednesdays, and doing the rest of the playthrough that way. The CIS playthrough for Fall of the Republic 1.1 will be starting on Tuesday. I will be recording it first tomorrow, which will be Monday. So that'll start coming out in episodes. When this is done, we'll be adding another playthrough. But we have a pretty decent position here. We had some rough times with the Greater Maldrude, but those aren't going to be an issue anymore. We have taken the space forces off of Thanos. There's still some forces over here at Tagoria, some pretty decent ones. But there are 4 Greater Maldrude planets over on this side. There's some more Maldrude planets in the core, which that's not our problem. Who controls Hakasi? That's the Empire. Alright, so the Empire's going to do their thing. We're going to try to take Borleus, but primarily we're going to be trying to take the Greater Maldrude planets today. So we are actually getting pretty close to release for both Thrawn's Revenge 3.1 and Fall of the Republic 1.1, so there will be some more news coming out pretty soon there. But how's everyone doing today? Hope you're looking forward to the Empire at War shenanigans that we're going to get up to. It'll be good times, it'll be great times, it'll be all around irate times. But this is going to start getting chunked down by the hypervelocity gun. Oh yeah, we were going to get invaded over on Christai. So let's see if we can send our fleet over. I'm not sure if that already happened. I don't think it did. But we should be able to defend whatever they're sending at us. So, we are going to get you. We're going to get you. And I want to do a bit more due diligence with cleaning up the rump states that I usually do leave. So I don't want that to become a problem for us as we go through here. I'm not sure what the situation over in the Greater Maldrude territories here is. So we're going to get more vision. Mandalore... We can get an actual shipyard, so we can do more than build the Kadal base, which we technically shouldn't have access to the Kadal base. I don't know if this actually came up in the comments or not, but I should explain. There was a change with the petroglyph patch, which made it a little less reliable when you have things that have structures as their build requirements. So they made it so that we could add or requirements, so you can have one structure or another structure and it'll be valid. But they that messed up some other stuff where if you are using a variant of another unit, which you can do to save some code, it would just break everything. And that's what a lot of these are. So that's why I am able to build these guys without full influence. So that won't be the case later, but that is how it is now. How many weeks would we even need to wait for this all to be gone? That'd be a good couple dozen weeks. So we are going to not invade. We are going to try to attack that later. But the main thing I want to do up in this corner is take out the Pentastar forces so that we can send these guys elsewhere. Alright. Our Christai forces are going to be able to win this pretty easily. It is pretty easy if you have one fleet over on this side of the Empire of the Hand's territory to just drop between the planets. You'll get attacked by weaker stuff because they think there's less they have to send, and then you're usually in a better position to respond to it. Just gotta move the window up a bit. But there'll also be some improvements to the low orbit maps coming soon. Okay, that you missed. Good job playing it. One's very, very low, but the art is being redone by Dr. Nick, who did the the volcanic and Coruscant ones for the last version, which look much better than a lot of these other ones. So you'll start seeing a bit more of that. I'm probably going to do a standalone video on that, because it's a pretty big change to how space visuals end up looking. That is somewhere that we've kind of fallen behind, is the environment visuals in space, which this is going to be an improvement to.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Alright. Is this our first Aphodio in the playthrough? It might be. But this is...
Location locked, heading out.
Nice big fleet tender for us.
Attacking the lasers.
I think they were in 3.0 anyways, but not a lot of people actually played the Empire of the Hand, sadly. More did with this release because it got a lot of updates. Gonna get more updates, but still not the most. Alright. Pretty sure we can pretty safely head up a little bit. Alright, please don't move. Stay still. Stay still. Stay still. You stayed still. Thank you. Alright, now we'll just kill everything as it comes.
Ready to receive orders. Thrawn would approve.
Alright, in we go.
Yes, Commander. Awaiting orders.
Take out the iron cannon.
Awaiting orders.
Okay.
More enemy craft. Taking fire. Commander, they're hitting us. I'm losing. Stay in formation.
So that's dead.
Where'd he go?
Order confirmed.
Get further in there. Here, you can take down the shields on this guy. One go.
I have them now. Falling out of formation.
Yeah, the ground stuff hasn't been updated yet. That is one of the places that they're super far behind even the other factions in the mod. So ground will get some updates. I don't know if I've spoken about it in a video or stream on YouTube yet, but like there's something like 70 art assets sitting there waiting to be textured or put in between all the mods. Well, more if you count stuff waiting to be put in Ascendancy. But I'm really excited there because Bob has this weekend actually been working on a Blender exporter for Sins, which means I will be able to actually work on Ascendancy again, which I'm really excited for because it'll be so much easier, and I like Sins. So being able to actually put Ascendancy updates out will be really nice.
Construction complete.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Let's use this fleet to kill Artis Kane.
Location locked, heading out.
Then we can just move it far out and we'll have a lot more ships to work with elsewhere. Because we've been kind of just sitting back here waiting for the PA to attack, and it's not great.
Choose your reinforcements.
Don't
Hypervelocity cannon firing.
like that. I guess we'll just drop in on this side. I want to kill the little ships first. I think it's safest to be on this side.
Moving to coordinates. Order confirmed.
Orders confirmed. Heavy cruiser moving out.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Cultist.
Coordinates received.
Fleet tender would actually be handy for the HV gun.
Orders confirmed.
And some Ormoses for some extra fighters.
Moving to those coordinates.
That's a decent setup. Oh, that's actually in range. I'm scared.
Former. Coming around. Heading to destination.
Okay, gonna pull them back a bit. We're in range of Reaper. I wasn't paying enough attention.
Destroyer here.
I copy. All fighters attack.
Copy. I copy. We're moving out.
Calculating jump to light speed.
Not worth it. Look at the Kynagos actually survive.
Construction.
Alright, let's try that again with
We'll get there.
a better, or not the Kynagos. It would have been the chaff.
There they are.
Shouldn't be using you as my Pathfinder.
Heavy assault cruiser ready.
Alright, let's
Choose
go
your
further back.
reinforcements.
Coming around.
Firing.
Please miss. Nice, good stuff.
Drive engaged. Location locked. Heading out. Advancing to that
Alright, we want the
position.
power to weapons, we want you, we want you, we want the damage,
We'll get there.
we want some fighters, 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 fighters,
Destination.
fighters.
Confirmed. Reporting.
Okay, can you send all your stuff up north? Nice dreadnought carrier they have here, waddling around.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to send in any of the bombers until these raiders are dead.
Reporting.
But let's try to get our damage into a better position.
On standby. Yes, Commander. Ready. TIE squadron here.
Right. They don't really have many fighters themselves. So that's an area we'll have an advantage in, at least most of the battle.
TIEs reporting in. Attack.
Let's see if I can
Orders, sir. Instructions.
send them in, pull back. Yeah.
Systems activated. Star Destroyer at the ready. Ready for command, sir. Fire.
Star Destroyer standing by.
Awaiting new instructions,
Alright.
Ascendancy at the ready.
Let's go. Thanks, Oscar, and thanks, George.
TIE squadron standing by.
Okay, you're still good. It's going to be taking a lot of damage, but we're going to try to stay on this side so that it's somewhat less concentrated. Like, hopefully we can pick away at some of these weapons before they all get in range. We have lowered these guys down, the health bars, so that you can see them in the same screen as the actual ship.
Primary target is the
Ready to receive
Alright.
orders. Ascendancy at the ready. More enemy craft. Targeting.
Let's see if we can distract some of their weaponry with that.
Comms open. Commander Major Thrawn. Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Where'd he go?
Awaiting your orders.
Nowhere to run.
Reinforcements.
Ready to receive orders.
Alright, stay there so you can keep healing that up.
Ascendancy at the ready. Falling out of formation. Firing sequence engaged. Heavy destroyer stands ready. Locking on. Engines disabled for drift, sir. Thrawn will approve. Attack.
Here, can you just sit there and shoot whatever?
Ready to receive orders.
That'd be better than nothing you're doing.
Decoding your transmission.
I'm not really kiting this at all.
Taking fire.
Navigating.
Awaiting new
We're so close to the corner as it is. Alright. Hypervelocity gun took out the chaff. Thank you, Shadow, for the $5 donation. Will influence ever increase over time again for planets? No. We're trying to go more towards active choices for the player rather than just passively getting the influence. As it is, you get quite a lot of influence.
Form up.
Like, the overtime influence is mostly just to account for the fact that there weren't other ways to get it. So whenever we need an extra point or two, that's what that'll be used for. So it might get used just to make sure you can get to 10 with other stuff. But it's like the most boring way to have influence happen. I was hoping to take off some of the weapons on this side first, but
Understood.
we're gonna need to take out the other stuff because it's getting so much damage out of just those smaller units. There we go. All right, save some damage on that. Take them out now that they're all in range.
Eliminating sequence engaged. Thrawn would approve. What do you need, sir? Where to run. Firing on target. Intercepting. Target.
Star Destroyer standing by. They've destroyed our ion cannons.
Ready to receive orders.
This will at least stop getting too much out of that. I should have followed the original plan and just taken out the little ships first.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Attack formation. Ready to receive orders. Yes, getting a lock. Locking on.
Our primary target is those ion cannons. Full speed.
Come out this side.
Intercepting. Enemies in range.
Our laser
Will we get a CSA full playthrough, like a full GC? Well, I did Stars Align. Or not Stars Align. I did corporate acquisitions for one of the single stream GCs. And when the CSA was added, I did a full, like, long Art of War playthrough, which came close to killing the channel. When we start getting more government mechanics for them, then there will probably be another playthrough.
Excellent shot. Firing sequence engaged. I got one.
Our engines are gone, sir.
I'm on them. Enemies in range.
Alright, let's try to keep side. You guys are probably too close for that. You're gonna start taking shots. Well, actually, you're gonna be tanking by dodge tanking. That's fine. You guys need to finish off the ships coming through from this side.
Ready to receive orders.
Our turbo laser batteries have been disabled.
Locking on. Get behind them. Cynic Star Destroyer here. I have them now.
Our engines are gone, sir.
I'm on them. Enemies in Star Destroyer comms open. Coming around. Ready to receive orders. I've got them in my sights.
Alright, keep taking them out. Like that.
Run. Getting a lock. All batteries fire on the target.
Choose your reinforcements.
Target locked.
I have more in reserve than I thought.
Your command.
Falling out of formation. Intercept. Star Destroyer comms open. Fire. Thrawn would approve. Attack formation. Excellent shot. Mega Mazer prime.
It's a lot more like vigilance or
Stay in formation. Firing sequence engaged. What do you need?
enforcers than I thought.
Destroy their turbo enemies in range. I have them now.
Our target priority is the laser.
We've lost our hangar. Thrawn would approve. Cynic Star Destroyer here. Target locked. Eliminating target. Target locked.
Gotta keep chunking away at him. Gonna be gone soon.
Coming back around for another. Firing on their weapon system. Getting a lock. Navigating.
Pull you out.
Destroy their turbo lasers. Cynic Star Destroyer here. Enemies in range. Yes, Commander.
This is gonna be rough.
Stay in formation. Firing on their weapon
This
system.
is rough.
Ready to receive orders. Locked. Eliminating target.
If we can get rid of all the little Vindicator enforcers, then it would be better, but they keep jumping more in.
Velocity cannon firing.
Our primary engine system is down.
What do you need, sir? Cynic Star Destroyer here.
We've lost our
Any other games you've enjoyed lately? I haven't really had a chance to play too many games lately, sadly.
What do you need, sir?
The lasers have been destroyed.
Firing on target.
I want to play Total War again. That's the game that I've been really looking forward to playing recently. I did that poll on which Total War we want to play, and I want to start that playthrough soon.
Destroy their turbo lasers.
Is there a plan to make individual ground maps for every planet? Yep, that's what all the mappers are slowly working towards. But it's a lot of work to make any individual map, and there's over 400 planets, so it's going to take a long time.
Excellent shot. I'm losing.
Why is it that planets gain unrest stacks before the player can build much of anything? That probably means you're not managing your resources at all, because if you take a planet,
Destroy their turbo
then you should immediately have at least 3, or at least, what, 4 or 5 influence on the planet, unless you have negative resources. If you're going to have negative resources, you shouldn't be capturing the... Jesus Christ. You shouldn't be capturing the planet.
target acquired.
Intercept.
Cynic star is
Yeah, we're done. They have too much coming in.
Detected.
Fate in
Attack
progress.
formation. Go after the stragglers. Regroup for another attack.
What's going to replace Anno? That's going to be the Total War stuff. That was rough.
Unit
We need
in
the
production.
Intigos back.
Unit in production.
Building cancelled.
Unit in production. Unit cancelled.
Technically, Kane didn't live this long. It's just I didn't despawn him when I was doing the recoding the campaign. We've already killed him, but every hero that wasn't mine got a reprieve. Because this started on a 3.0 preview build,
Construction complete.
but it's now turned into a 3.1 preview build. 103. Yeah, do that. Well, hold on. Yeah, there's no HV gun there. We can't do that.
Orders confirmed.
Tactical
Beginning
battle
construction.
imminent.
All the heroes.
The enemy is approaching.
Choose your reinforcements.
Do we have a post here? No.
Vectors acknowledged, sir.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Destroyer en route.
Reinforcements cancelled.
We'll get there.
Already on it, sir.
This fleet is actually mostly interdictors, so
Understood.
Star Destroyer comms open. Mega Matrix
let's start by killing Pterodok.
engage. Thrawn would approve.
Yes, Commander. All batteries fire on the target.
Receive orders.
So what do I recommend for someone new? I mean, they're all
Firing on
pretty similarly accessible.
target acquired.
I'd almost recommend the Warhammer ones just because I like the fantasy setting,
Systems ready.
but
Cynic star destroyer here.
all the factions are different in it as well. Now Tavir is tanking for it, and we're turning around.
What do you need, sir? Purple hand.
Get behind them.
Moving to those coordinates, Commander. Coordinates set in. Moving to those coordinates, Admiral. We think way is clear. Yes, Commander. Awaiting
Please hit them.
Cynic star destroyer here.
No body blocking.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Personnel reporting ready.
Enemies
Yes,
in
Commander.
range.
Alright, we gotta...
Firing on the target.
They're hitting us. Where'd he
Our
go?
engines are down.
Getting a lock.
These titles get updated when you upload them for YouTube.
Being destroyed.
On standby.
Target locked.
Firing.
Eliminating target.
For the stream titles, like, for the on YouTube stream titles, just kind of make assumptions based on what we're going to be doing. This has just been shit. This whole stream has been shit. Oh. Every fucking unit just dead. Just look at, oh, it's all fucking dead.
Construction complete. Constructing.
It's all just dead now. No, I'm not gonna save scum for it.
Building started.
I mean, I did say that during the battle, that it was all just interdictors.
Location locked. Heading out.
Building under construction.
Right. Need
Ascendancy at the ready.
more carefulness.
Vehicle in production.
And
Vehicle in production.
Sending Star Destroyer here.
Tactical
no
double
saves
unit.
coming. Gonna attack Christi.
Construction
at the ready.
complete.
Wait a minute.
Heavy destroyer stands ready.
We killed you.
Coordinates received.
Construction complete. Building started.
Okay.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Constructing
Construction
unit.
complete.
Constructing unit.
We're making a fuck ton of money. I'm not
Building
super worried.
started.
We're gonna make even more money.
Construction complete. Building.
We're making
under
too much
construction.
money, technically, so I'm just
Building
gonna
started.
build these wherever rather than trying to maximize it.
Thanks. Heavy destroyer stands ready.
We're moving out.
Engage.
Alright,
Vehicle
more
in
of
production.
you.
Unit in production.
Two more of you. I want more peltists. That's what I really want in my
Vehicle
life.
in production.
I didn't think we'd done that change before I started this. The update. Like, the thing we're missing is a lot of ranged damage for what we're going to be doing. Like, my mistake that I've been making this entire playthrough is jumping stuff in too close. Something that every other faction can handle, but the Empire of the Hand is basically built around not being able to do that, but having their strengths lay elsewhere. Like, range is a super underappreciated stat.
Sending
But
Star Destroyer
if you're going to appreciate how good it is, you need to actually use it for distance, or use it at a distance,
Unit in production.
which I've not been doing.
Vehicle.
Alright,
in
we'll get
production.
impetus there.
Constructing unit.
Gonna
Orders
drop it
confirmed.
out.
Construction complete.
We already killed the allegiances there.
Construction complete.
Construction complete.
Jade fin-
Star Cruiser here. We'll get there.
Construction complete.
I don't know with what, but it shouldn't be too much. Ooh, that's actually a fair bit.
Ascendancy at the ready.
Tactical battle imminent.
The enemy is
Yeah, this is it's weird that it's come up so much since the UI updates that the Empire that the air is not shown. We are adding an actual text field to show it rather than have it be like the little old part of the UI that it was on. But the Empire of the Hand and the Consortium in the base game, which is what the Empire of the Hand coding came from initially, has never shown the air in game, the tech level. I think we're on 2,
Heading out.
but
on our way.
every faction will be able to see the era in the top left
Heavy destroyer
in the
stands
update.
ready.
Roger that. Open fire.
Reporting.
Warm up.
Decoding your transmission.
Awaiting orders. Location
Okay.
plotted.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Yes, Commander.
Flanks
Pull
falling out
back.
of formation.
Star Destroyer comms open.
I want to try to fight them with the bonus down, so we are going to use the extra.
I got it.
Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready.
Ready to receive orders.
The extra HP gun on them.
Decoding your transmission.
Ion engine is primed.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
Ascendancy at the ready.
Hypervelocity gun available.
Firing.
Star Destroyer comms open.
Detected.
What do you need, sir? Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready.
Ready to receive orders. Orders confirmed.
Right.
Attack formation.
Ascendancy at the
Screw
ready.
it.
Go after the
Decoding
scramblers.
your transmission.
We keep sending you guys out.
Star destroyer here.
You and
Awaiting
you
new instructions,
get some
Commander.
damage on it.
More enemy craft. I'm losing.
Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready.
They're hitting us. I got it. Coming up.
Decoding your transmission.
Detected.
We used to get the AI to prioritize certain ships over theirs, and not really. Like, your control over what the AI builds is relatively limited.
Heavy destroyer stands ready. What do you need, sir? Decoding your
Basically, the AI wants to build varied fleets, generally. It wants... That's why when they're attacking, they'll often fleet ball their heroes,
destroyer here.
because they think they're sending a bunch of different units. They want to build stuff that they think is value for money, which, like, we balance everything around being, like, a similar amount of money for combat power. That's why. But the way that fighter complements get included in that can be kind of wonky. Like, it's very difficult to make the AI change what it's building without making it spam something else.
Their guns. Destroy those weapons. What do you need, sir? Firing on my weapon system. We've been outmaneuvered. Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready. Decoding your transmission.
Out there.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
Destination confirmed.
Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready. Target at gunner's discretion.
These have been very bad battles for us.
Transmission. Destroy their turbo lasers. Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Focus on their hangar bay.
Where'd he go? We're on our way.
Thanks, heavy destroyer.
The large fleet tender is called the Aphodio.
Back around for another.
We really need some anti-fighter in our fleets.
Mission.
Getting a lock.
Target their guns.
If I just kept them up, we probably would have been able to do better,
Our engine
rather than trying to kite earlier.
Awaiting new
Because they were getting shots on when we were turning.
Get behind them.
Destroy those weapons. Syndic Star Destroyer here. Destroy their turbo lasers. Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready. Vehicle transmission. Firing on their weapon system. Destroy their turbo lasers. Firing on their weapon system. Awaiting new instructions, Commander. What do you need, sir? All batteries fire on the target.
Attack formation.
Thanks. Heavy destroyer stands ready. Decoding your transmission here. Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Yes, Commander. Destroy their turbo lasers.
We win. Cheated a little bit there. Is TR full of bias, or is the player base then want some bias and they can't? I'm not sure what you're asking there, Ricardo.
We'll get there.
Building started. Building
Bother
cancelled.
with that. Alright, I want anti-fighter, so I'm just going to build straight up Syzygelses. Most of our kills this game have been off-screen with the hypervelocity gun shooting at the at those guys.
Ascendancy at the ready.
Thank God. We got Scythe now.
Journey class frigate here.
So I guess we're in Era 3 then.
Cruiser reporting.
I think when Empire Total War first came out, I played with the Darth mod AI stuff.
Constructing unit.
Journey class frigate here.
Because like when that game first came out, the AI didn't know how to do like how to invade off of naval invasions, I'm pretty sure, so like Britain could never get attacked. Wait a minute.
Unit in production.
Journey class frigate here.
Ascendancy at the ready.
Gotta be. Okay, Mandalore, let's get a couple of them. Let's get one actually. Dathomir,
Unit in production.
you, and you. I'd prefer if Kane would just attack me. The hypervelocity gun is not ideal.
Journey class frigate
Do we still have the Aphodio? We do. I'm going to keep the Aphodio in until they decide to target one of our better capital ships. Or I'm going to keep it in reserve, rather.
We'll be there shortly.
Journey class frigate here. Vigilance standing by.
Where there was a whole era where EAW where War models just dominated every mod. That's kind of always been the case. Before War, there was just Evil Jedi's models. And like it was just shit. Like more. But like yeah, Evil Jedi's Homeworld mod Warlords had a ton of units, and then he free released those models. And that just turned into being everything the EAW community would use. There's actually been very few mods over the course of the game's life that have made their own models.
Standing by.
But since Warp Null was putting out so many different things, they just ended up everywhere.
Heading out.
What is the raid fleet going to be?
Choose your reinforcements. Choose your reinforcements. Firing.
Engines are down on that one, which is not ideal. Come up to me. This one won't be able to make it to the actual battle, but if we hold back...
Choose your reinforcements.
We're actually sending the smaller ships in.
Orders confirmed. We'll get there. Location locked. Heading out.
Okay, you know, if you shoot
Ready
the
to receive
Executor,
orders.
that's actually
Ascendancy at the ready.
it's more helpful than shooting fighters with that.
Firing sequence engaged.
Just a fun tip for you.
Orders confirmed.
Reinforcements cancelled.
We'll get there. Star Destroyer comms open.
Reporting. Star Cruiser here.
Right. Yeah, take out the rest of their ship for me, please.
Firing.
This guy's gonna tank up some HP gunshots for
Ready
us.
to receive orders. Thrawn would approve. Ascendancy at the ready. Mega Mazers primed.
I have them
Star
now.
Destroyer comms open.
I'm on them.
Firing
Coming
sequence
around.
engaged. Thrawn would approve.
Eliminating target. I've got them in
Altus, long range action.
coming back around for another run. Getting
Keep doing what you're
Ready to
doing.
receive orders.
Intercepting.
Ascendancy at the ready.
Yes, sir. I'm on them. Attack that target. Target locked. Excellent shot. Stay in formation.
We did build some anti-fighter for our other
I got
fleet,
one.
which is where Maldruid was building all of their
Locking.
all their Secutors.
I have them now. I'm on them. Coming around. I've got them in my sights. Target locked. Coming back around for
Choose
another
your
run.
reinforcements.
Eliminating target.
Vectors set. Star Destroyer comms open. Ready to receive orders. Thanks, Heavy Destroyer stands ready. Ascendancy at the ready.
Yes, Commander. Attacking target. Getting a lock. Target locked.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much they have in reserve. That's really the question. Maybe one more HV gunshot to take out that, and I don't know what they're gonna go for.
Star Destroyer comms open. Mega Mazers primed. Ready to receive orders. Ascendancy at the ready. Firing sequence engaged. Star Destroyer comms open. Thrawn would approve.
Ready. Fire at will.
Ready to receive orders.
It's getting a little bit close to our stuff. Isn't what we want. We want to make sure they don't attack us. Promise I won't lose the hero. I make no such promises.
I got it.
Alright, there we go. They're engaged with the SSD now.
Star Destroyer comms open. Heavy Destroyer stands ready. Ready to receive orders.
Okay, Scythe, go off that way.
Another attack.
The fuck are you doing back here, buddy?
Ascendancy at the ready.
I'm on.
Decoding your
Star Destroyer
transmission.
comms open.
Nice of you to visit.
Locking on. Stay in formation. Get behind them. They're coming in quick.
Nope, that's not what I meant to do.
Ready to receive orders.
Here,
Location locked,
you
heading
pull
out.
back a bit.
Ascendancy at the ready.
Craft. I have
Star
them
Destroyer
now.
comms open.
Awaiting new
Enemies in
instructions,
range. Target
Commander.
locked. Taking fire. Eliminating target.
I only just found about. Yeah, I told them about it a couple weeks ago,
Commander, they're hitting us.
and Charlie was saying he really liked it this morning. So
Ready to receive orders.
Target
I
locked.
was gonna send you that message, Ranger. Now he's been asking like what other Empire at War mods have other game modes. Like none.
Star Destroyer comms
We have like survival in that,
Enemy destroyer.
and most.
orders.
I think AOTR has like that capture point one in space,
Deploying squad.
but
Orders.
I think he's expecting there's going to be a richer community of other game types, custom game types in there than
Falling out of formation.
actually exists in EAW.
Draw their fire. I'm on them.
Ready to receive orders.
Excellent shot. I got one.
Choose your reinforcements.
Coming around. We shall be there shortly. Enemies in range.
We'll get there.
Target locked. Sights. Eliminating target. Target locked. Coming back around for another run. Ready for command, sir. TIE squadron standing
Ascendancy at the ready.
You come in here now.
ready for battle. I'm losing.
Decoding your transmission.
Star Destroyer comms open.
Roger that. Excellent shot. I got
Roger that.
Form up. Attack formation.
Form up. Ready to receive orders. Mega Matrix Prime.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
Right. That
Ascendancy at the ready.
is
Star Destroyer comms
fine.
open.
I got one.
See if we can
Copy.
grab some of these guys
Destroyer stands ready.
before we die.
Orders.
Enemies in range.
Ascendancy at the ready.
It's not in my best interest to drag this out like super long.
Group for another attack.
I copy.
Target locked.
Report.
They're coming in quick.
Move out. Star Destroyer standing by.
Decoding your transmission.
Star Destroyer comms open.
Taking fire. Eliminating target.
Ready to
Stay in
receive orders.
formation. Commander, they're hitting
Ascendancy
us.
at the ready. Firing sequence engaged. Star Destroyer comms
Gotta make sure we don't pass too close to defensive structures there.
Thrawn would approve. Star Destroyer reporting in.
If this goes on for too long, then we start getting attacked by
Right away.
the HV gun too much.
Get behind them. Nowhere to
Ready to
run.
receive orders.
Falling out of
Mega
formation.
Matrix primed.
Draw their
Ascendancy
fire.
at the ready. Firing
Attack
sequence
formation.
engaged.
I think we've got it now.
Stragglers. Copy. I have them
The
now.
raid fleet really helped.
Await
But
orders. Star Destroyer comms open.
Awaiting new instructions.
Seth, you stay there.
Coming around. They're coming in quick.
Awaiting your command.
More enemy craft.
Ready to receive orders. Thrawn would
Taking
approve.
fire.
Ascendancy at the ready.
My sights.
Mega
Back
Matrix
around
primed.
for another run.
Location locked.
Commander,
Heading out.
they're hitting us.
Your command. Star Destroyer comms open.
Heavy destroyer stands
Ready to
ready.
receive orders.
Nowhere to run.
Ascendancy at the ready.
Target locked.
Star Destroyer comms open. Commander, the lasers are our target. Reporting in. We shall be there shortly. Right
Getting
away.
locked. Falling out of formation.
Moving out. Heading out.
Intercepting.
Fall out. Let's
Draw
move
their
out.
fire.
just don't want you to go that far. Whatever.
Roger that.
You got to.
Decoding your transmission.
I got one.
The pathing on Scythe was not ideal either there.
Get behind.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Coordinates received. Engage.
attack.
Ready to receive orders. Heavy destroyer stands ready. Ascendancy at the ready.
Kept kind of getting nudged towards it.
Open fire.
Decoding your transmission. Star Destroyer comms open. Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
I'm on our way.
Destroyer here.
Coming around.
Attack that target.
Ready to receive orders.
I've got them in my sights.
Ascendancy at the
Primary
ready.
engine system is down.
Star Destroyer comms open.
Copy.
Ready to receive orders.
Taking fire.
Ascendancy at the ready.
You.
Firing sequence engaged.
You.
Thrawn would approve.
I copy.
You.
Take out the iron
Star
cannons.
Destroyer comms open. Orders
You. I'm gonna
confirmed.
pull back. You.
Mega Mazers primed.
Reporting.
Ready to receive orders.
Star Destroyer standing by.
Heavy destroyer stands ready. At the ready.
Getting a lock.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Star Destroyer comms open. Ready to receive orders.
Nowhere to run.
See how this goes.
Awaiting orders. Our target priority is the
Ascendancy at
laser.
the ready.
I'm on them.
Firing sequence engaged. Thrawn would approve.
Eliminating
No,
target.
what are you doing?
Primed.
Target.
We'll get there.
Falling out of
Location locked.
formation.
Heading out.
There. Just get to a point where you can actually shoot, please.
Awaiting
Stay in
orders.
Ready to
formation.
receive orders.
You lost the cannon on that one.
Attacking target.
Draw their fire.
Ascendancy at the ready. Firing sequence
Your
engaged.
command, sir. Fire at will.
I have
The
them
lasers
now.
are our target. Attacking. Our target priority is
Star
the laser
Destroyer comms
cannons.
open. Thrawn would approve. Mega Mazers primed.
Our
Excellent.
engines are
Ready
on,
to
sir.
receive orders. Firing sequence engaged.
Commander.
Alright.
Our launch bay is gone.
Decoding your transmission.
I'm on them.
Ascendancy at the ready. Thrawn
You're
would
now just
approve.
a weaker regular
Star
cruiser
Destroyer comms
now.
open. Mega
Go
Mazers
after the
primed.
stragglers.
Firing
A lot of the
sequence
damage on this
engaged.
side down.
I got one.
Choose your
Regroup for
reinforcements.
another attack. I copy. Attacking the lasers.
Ready to receive orders.
Locking on.
The missile launchers are the primary target.
Ascendancy at the ready. Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Star Destroyer comms open.
Reporting. Targeting.
Form up.
The leader of the Empire of the Hand is initially Thrawn, then when he's gone, it's mostly led by Voss Park,
More enemy craft.
another Imperial.
Destroyer here.
In the playthrough,
Firing sequence
Voss is
engaged.
dead, so now Scythe's in command. It's actually a fandom character that we made up.
Copy. Let's go.
Detected.
Star Destroyer comms open.
I copy.
Ready to receive orders. Heavy destroyer stands ready.
One hardpoint wonder? I mean, yeah,
Enemies.
it's a very good hardpoint.
Where'd he go?
Ascendancy at the ready. Thrawn would approve.
We can almost bring in something else.
Star Destroyer standing by.
Choose your reinforcements.
Draw their fire.
Almost.
Star Destroyer reporting in. We've lost
Attack
the iron
formation.
cannons.
Entire mod is fanon? No.
Yes, Commander.
Decoding your transmission.
The only stuff we make up is stuff that is needed to fill holes that
Mega
exist.
Mazers primed.
Awaiting.
So, like,
They're coming in.
the Empire of the Hand ships are fanon that we create because we know the Empire of the Hand had a fleet, but no ship designs actually show up for them in universe. So, like, no canon ship designs exist.
Awaiting new
So we invent those.
Losing. More enemy craft.
Ready to receive orders.
I got it.
Mega Mazers primed.
Your command.
Eliminating target.
Keep going.
Heavy destroyer stands ready.
Taking fire.
Star Destroyer comms open. Firing sequence
Commander,
engaged.
they're hitting us.
Commander. This way.
Ready to receive orders.
Choose your
Where'd he go?
reinforcements.
We've only lost that Peltist.
Thrawn would approve. Mega Mazers primed.
We do get the Thrawn clone later.
Opening in.
Intercepted.
Decoding your Ready to receive orders.
Excellent shot.
Is the First Order coming to the game? No, the game takes place in the Legends continuity.
Firing sequence
So there's no
engaged.
First Order and Resistance. If we did them, they'd be a different mod.
Roger that.
Their own
Ascendancy
thing.
at the ready. Mega Mazers primed.
Form up.
Star Destroyer comms open. Firing sequence
Alright,
engaged.
there's Kane gone. Are you gonna hit the Antigo?
Ready to receive orders.
They've taken out
Sad.
our launch bay.
Stay in formation.
Thrawn would approve. Mega Mazers Prime.
Get behind them.
Over there.
Ascendancy at the ready.
Locking on.
Choose your reinforcements.
Enemies in range.
Coordinates received.
Target locked. Eliminating target.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Engage.
Target locked.
Reporting. Moving to
Falling
coordinates.
out of
Star
formation.
Destroyer comms open. Ready to receive orders. Firing sequence engaged. Ascendancy at the ready. Thrawn would approve.
Fire.
Awaiting new instructions,
Star Destroyer standing by.
Attack
Order
formation.
confirmed.
Star Destroyer comms open.
Go after the
Orders
stragglers.
confirmed.
Regroup for
We'll get
another
there.
attack.
Ready to receive orders.
Excellent shot. I got one.
All right.
Heavy destroyer
Hopefully, you don't go
stands ready.
for Scythe yet. Or next.
Locking on.
It is the new Imperial Rain mod you've been working on Canon or Legends base. There will be Canon GCs and Legends GCs.
All Mega Mazers. Ascendancy at the ready.
So it'll depend on which map you're playing.
Target locked.
Decoding your transmission.
Because for the Galactic Civil War, it largely just comes down to a couple different ships and that kind of thing between the two. Whereas post-Endor, it's very different stuff going on.
Commander.
Eliminating target.
Coordinates received. Engage. Target their guns.
Coming back on.
Vectors set.
Star Destroyer
Star
reporting
Destroyer
in.
comms open. Ready to receive orders. Thrawn would approve. Ascendancy at the ready.
Cannon firing.
Enemy crash.
Star Destroyer comms
Yes.
open.
Alright, it's going for the Intego.
Getting
Ready to
locked.
receive orders. Mega Mazer Prime. Heavy Destroyer stands ready. Coordinates received. Decoding your transmission.
Target locked.
Awaiting your orders.
Ascendancy at the ready.
Awaiting your command.
Star Destroyer comms open. Ready to receive orders.
Your command, sir.
Ascendancy at the ready. Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Thanks, Heavy Destroyer stands
Alright.
ready. Star Destroyer comms open.
Taking fire.
Firing sequence engaged. Ready to
Commander,
receive
they're
orders.
hitting us. Where'd he go?
Ascendancy at the ready.
Nowhere to
Location
run.
locked. Heading out. Orders confirmed.
Falling out.
Okay, let's pull up there.
Engage. Initialize. General bombard. Star Destroyer comms open. We'll get there.
Attack formation.
Ready to
Excellent
receive
shot.
orders.
These ships from Star Wars Rebellion in this mod, like the Action 6, yes. The Dauntless, yes. And Liberator, yes. All three of those.
Stay
Ascendancy
in
at the ready.
formation. I got
Thrawn would approve.
locking on.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Thanks, Heavy Destroyer stands ready.
Target locked.
Decoding your transmission. Ready to receive orders.
The Liberator was only added in the last release, but it is there now.
Heading out.
Velocity cannon firing.
Reporting in.
You tank even more.
Go after the stragglers.
Requesting fighters.
Okay.
Destroyer comms open.
Get behind them.
Thanks, Heavy Destroyer stands ready. Ready to receive orders. Requesting fighters ready.
Nice.
Mega Mazers Prime.
I have them now.
Firing sequence engaged. Star Destroyer comms open. Decoding your transmission. Target at gunner's discretion.
Target.
Ready to receive orders.
I'm
Roger
on
that.
them.
Choose
Coming
your
around.
reinforcements.
Ascendancy at the ready.
Excellent shot.
Thrawn would approve. Mega Mazers Prime. Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
Captain in my sights.
Is here Harrison dual plan? Yes, definitely.
Locking on.
Meanwhile, before you start testing Imperial Rain? Yes.
Star Destroyer
We don't start testing until the mods are basically done.
Target locked.
ready to receive orders. Firing
So
sequence
that will be
engaged.
quite some time for Imperial Reign.
Star Destroyer comms open. Ready to receive orders. Orders confirmed. We've been opening. Vectors set. Decoding your transmission.
Choose your reinforcements.
Understood. Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
Cannon firing. Choose your reinforcements.
Alright, well, we lost all that.
Your lasers are destroyed.
Choose your reinforcements.
Understood. Ready to receive orders. Getting a lock.
Something you wish base EAW had that would make modding easier or better?
You need, sir.
A lot of the stuff that I would have said got added in the last patch.
Firing on my weapon system.
There's still a few things that would be nice.
Thrawn would approve.
Yes,
I mean, the big thing would be like having the game not be single-threaded, but that's a very different
Firing sequence engaged.
question than any other
What do you
modification.
need, sir?
Ready to receive orders. Save the ready.
You ever had the Mandalorians to TR, but do you repurpose some of the Zan Consortium base units? No.
Destroyer comms
The
open.
Kadalbe, which was the only one of those units, and the Crusader, that were stated to be Mandalorian are already in the mod on Mandalore.
Lasers primed.
The other stuff has other origins,
Star Destroyer
so they
comms
wouldn't really be Mandalorian.
ready to receive orders.
Yes, Commander. Firing on the target.
Ascendant
What do
save
you
the
need,
ready.
sir?
Star Destroyer comms open. Firing sequence engaged. Location locked.
Get the
Heading
fuck out of there.
Sending Star Destroyer here. Destroy their turbo lasers. Firing on their weapon systems. Sending
May as well just get them in there.
Ready to receive orders. Thrawn would approve.
Decoding your transmission. Coordinates received.
Ah! You suck!
Save the ready.
Yes, Commander. Target acquired.
Yeah, they were definitely going for him
What do you
there.
need, sir?
Ready to receive orders. Orders confirmed.
Get out. I shouldn't have given you any orders.
We'll get there.
Sending Star Destroyer here.
I think we got it.
Yes, Commander. All batteries fire on the target.
Star Destroyer comms open.
What do you need, sir? Firing on the target. Sending Star Destroyer here.
Ready to receive orders. Ascendant save the ready.
Yes, Commander. Destroyer en route.
Star Destroyer comms open.
Heavy destroyer. What do you need, sir? Ready. Target acquired.
Alright. That was mostly a good battle for us.
Turbo lasers. Firing on their weapon system.
Ready to receive orders. Mega lasers primed. Firing sequence engaged.
Sending Star Destroyer here. All batteries fire on the target.
Could have been much worse, at least.
We are victorious.
Ugh. The EOTA's ground unit reworks come along. They have not really started yet. That won't be for a little bit. Thank you, Ghost Knight. Also, Nick. Ghost Knight with the $5 donation saying, been loving your mods and your team. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. And Nick J with the $50 donation. And I just checked into the mod for the first time in a while. I was amazed by all the new content that's still being added. You could have stopped years ago, and this would have been one of the best mods I've ever played. Really superb work. Well, thank you very much, both of you. Appreciate the donations and glad you're enjoying the mods. I think we should save. It has been an hour. I just did that. What am I? I'm drunk, apparently. So that was a good quick save for us.
Vigilance standing by.
What do we got? Actually, okay. Move back here.
Location locked. Heading out.
Right away, sir. Underway.
Orders confirmed.
Hitting Liana is not okay. Well, I'll probably just have to leave that. Consortium units won't be Mandalorian because they'll be on other independent worlds or hut units. They'll all be in... I think pretty much every one of the Consortium units is planned for an appropriate location.
We'll get there.
Tactical battle imminent.
I think we can hold this off. Greater Maldrude took Fondor from the Empire there, I think.
We've got him. Send reinforcements.
So even if we kick them out of the Rim, it looks like they've got other plans. Started to move after. Oh, no, you stayed. Nice.
Reinforcements en route.
Awaiting your orders. Moving to those coordinates. We stand ready. At your beck and call.
Ooh. Warlords, these are great.
Heavy assault cruiser.
And we have a chaff. You guys have invaded the wrong planet. Not enough support.
Journey class frigate here.
Hypervelocity gun available.
I believe Sky did some updates to this Strike Cruiser texture this morning I saw on GitHub. I don't know
Reporting in.
how much that's changed.
Firing.
Yes, sir. Plotting trajectory.
Orders, sir. For the Empire.
Thanks, Leo.
Ready for command, sir. TIE squadron standing by.
Alright, kill these bombers.
Falling out of formation. I've got them in my sights. Draw their fire.
Our space station is under attack.
Awaiting your orders. Journey class frigate here.
Star Destroyer at the ready. Sir, I've detected. Target locked.
Surprised they didn't send any ISDs in here.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
You guys can get back there.
Assault cruiser ready. Attack.
You see Basilisk and Revenge. That would be a pretty safe bet.
Hypervelocity gun available. Taking fire. Commander, they're hitting us. Job done. Star Destroyer at the ready. Where'd he go? Got to run. Falling out of formation.
Hopefully you'll start seeing some
Awaiting
Revenge
your
Revenge in
orders,
general
friendship here, sir.
soon enough.
Heavy assault cruiser ready. Shop Star Destroyer at the ready.
Alright. I'm glad we're not going to lose the planet. That would be sad. I like keeping my planets. Despite what's happened in this episode or in this stream, I do actually like winning. It's just I haven't been. So I'm sorry for the misunderstandings there. When will Revenge Revenge be released? Sometime after it's finished. It's pretty much impossible to give release dates until we're in testing for stuff. And even Thrawn's Revenge 3.1 and Fall of the Republic 1.1, they're in testing already. And it's hard to be 100% sure on what the release date will be. Though both of those should have an announcement in the next couple days even. An announcement. That doesn't mean the actual release is in a couple days. What's the time period you're playing for Revenge Revenge? So it's going to start off as just Knights of the Old Republic, then and maybe some Mandalorian Wars content. Those will be the main places we're focusing on at first. Eventually, if we have enough stuff fleshed out and get enough assets made, we'd want to move into covering Tor as well. There's some overlap there, not a lot. They'd be like different galactic conquests, but that would still be the hope.
Vehicle in production.
All right, that was a rough battle.
Ascendancy at the ready.
We can hopefully take the planet now.
Invasion commencing.
Ooh, this might be a tough world to take with this. I like the map overall, but the long run you go down here before you get to anything means a lot of the battle ends up happening there, and
Moving out.
that's not the best.
Advancing. Squad, move out. Building under construction.
Choose your reinforcements.
Course plotted.
We secure
Adjusting
able
navigation.
Field bases do help give an incentive to leave
unit capacity.
your initial landing zone, but
Right away, sir.
still gonna be
Repair
a bit
station
rough.
constructing.
All weapons loaded. T4P mobile.
Oh, I think I know what the lag is here. It's bees,
Squad, advance. T4P ready. Construction.
not bees. Those are only the flying ones. It's the
Yes, sir.
speeder mass that's coming towards us.
Give me a target.
Oh god, this is gonna be awful.
Moving into position.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed the HUD. It makes it all feel so much cleaner. And especially with the low orbit improvements coming up as well in this release. There's a lot of cool stuff there.
Almost there. Heading out.
We
Right away.
secure a build pad.
Moving out. Reporting in.
Turret constructing.
Roger that. Copy. Heading out.
They had like 9 companies of speeders here. We just killed a lot of them.
T4P mobile. Form up.
We've lost a
Awaiting
build
orders.
pad.
Into position.
That should help the lag a little bit.
Almost there.
We secure repair station constructing.
Heading out.
Right. Back off, back off, back off. I don't want to lose anything. Everyone just keep moving together. Alright, here we go.
Reporting.
The Rogue Squadron Imperial Escort carriers are going to be part of a legitimacy thing. So you'll get them through some of the Empire's government mechanics.
Choose your reinforcements.
Adjusting navicomputer. T4P mobile. Moving into position. Support order
Station has been sold.
We might be able to see into the base that way. Oh, you guys are able to hit from here. Nice.
Construction complete.
Bomber standing by.
Couple things out of that. Right. Can you guys hit that? No. It's still too far. There'll start being some previews of the Imperial government mechanics and maybe even CSA once the .1 versions are out. Don't want to start doing too many announcements about things that are coming up the following build when we're still working on the .1 releases. Otherwise it gets confusing for some people, and there's also a lot of opportunities for things to change. So we try not to announce too much when we're not sure if, like, what it's going to look like or what the end state could be. So usually when you start hearing about stuff for the mod, that means it's already in, done, and kind of settled. So otherwise, like, something might not cooperate in Empire at War, or plans could change, and then you have years of people asking, like, oh, where's this thing? Occasionally we have broken our rule with that, and the result has been people asking, where's this thing? Like, I announced the asserter, or started showing images of the asserter before I normally would have. Especially when it wasn't really planned for a while anyways, even when I started it, and the result has been people ask me, where's my asserter, for years and years. And like the New Republic's vassal states.
Affirmative.
Rip. Fun part is, if I just decided to spend, like, at this point, even like a day or two on the asserter, it would just be done. You need to get back here.
We'll cover you.
Okay, once we can use the bombing run, we'll be able to also do an orbital bombardment. Okay, all of you just get back here.
I copy, sir. Almost there.
Seratol, it was 2017, I'm pretty sure. So, try to get it right.
Squadron reporting. Initiate attack run.
We've secured Eagle's pad.
Heading
We've
out.
lost Able
Right
pad.
away.
The Huts ever become a playable faction TR? Yes! They will start getting content next release.
Ready.
There'll be a bunch of the upcoming factions that start getting some content in next release, though they won't necessarily become playable next release. Like 3.2 being next release.
All weapons loaded. Heading out, sir. T4P ready.
Roger. Target confirmed.
Give
Favorite music from Star Wars? I actually really like Rey's theme. I kind of want to learn to play that.
T4P mobile. Right away, sir.
Yeah, the increased faction cap is definitely helpful for us. We'll be able to do some stuff with that.
Roger.
We've secured the landing zone.
Almost there. Waiting orders. We are heading assault. Heading out. Copy. Right away.
Beyond just what you'd expect for having, like, it means we don't have to cut the Ariado Authority, which is nice, and re-add the Avitha, who were cut before, which is also nice. But there's other stuff we want to do with it, beyond the regular playable factions. There is no release date and no real news about Imperial Reign yet. That will... You'll start getting some information about it soonish, but we can never do release dates until the mod's basically done. And it is not basically done. Right as it came out.
Over there. T4B mobile. Give me
Alright. Still got an advanced vehicle up there. You can rest because you're almost dead.
moving into position.
Falling back.
Nowhere to run to, Pentastar alignment. It's all mine.
System control achieved.
Location locked. Heading out.
Heavy destroyer systems ready.
Our first ground battle of the stream, an hour and 20 minutes in. That's the first planet to actually change hands. At least from us to someone else or vice versa. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Tactical battle imminent.
What's supposed to happen?
Engage.
We'll get there.
I guess the New Republic decided to attack Deep Space and that triggered the mission. Enjoy your dreadnoughts, buddies.
Right away.
Ascendancy at the ready. Location locked. Heading out.
Alright, let's get our vision back.
Vehicle in production. Unit in production.
We wanted Thanos. I think we can pretty safely go to Thanos, but I just want to make sure.
Coordinates received.
Vectors set.
Yep, Uso Esfa. It's someone we would like to add. There's a fair bit we want to add to the unknown regions beyond just the playable factions we've announced. Velocity gun is firing.
Orders confirmed.
Let's kill this before they get anything else there. Imperial Reign isn't just canon or just legend. It's gonna have different galactic conquests that are gonna have content from either continuity.
Choose your reinforcements.
Alright. Let's drop Panda Regret back there.
Form up. Heading for coordinates.
Hypervelocity cannon firing.
That's what we wanted.
Location locked. Heading out.
Right, came up empty-handed.
Coordinates
Ascendancy at the
received.
ready.
Probably actually could have moved that and still had it get out in time.
Understood. Moving to those coordinates. Plotting trajectory. Sending moving out. We'll get there. Engage. Location locked. Heading out.
We can actually, I think we can make it survive the second one, potentially.
What do you need, sir? Destroy their turbo lasers. Receive orders. Thrawn approved. Ascendancy at the ready. Mega lasers primed.
Warm up. Awaiting orders.
Alright.
Go after the
Attention to add Mandel Motors Corporation building on Mandel.
Sending
Good luck
stars.
there.
Destroyer Thrawn. Yes, Commander.
I'm on. Regroup for another attack.
Destroyer decoding your transmission.
Craft. Taking fire. Sir, I've detected.
All these years, what motivated you to create a new mod? It's like the one major era that we don't cover already, and we have a lot of assets for it because we have like basically everything from post-end war. So
What do you need, sir? Sending stars.
since we have like more effective systems in place to make it easier for us
What do you need, sir? Understood.
to add stuff to the mods and to
Sending stars. Sending moving out.
update everything and work on the mods both independently and together, it just seemed like it was time. Which is it's not a guarantee that anything ever actually comes out. It's a mod. Mods get cancelled all the time. But
Destroyer armor.
I wanted to work on it, so I started working on it.
Yes, Commander.
Get behind them.
The Searook will be both a non-playable and then a playable faction. Inertial finished the model for the Searook, well, the Searook, yesterday-ish. So they will be, like, you can start to expect more Hapen, Hut, Siruvi, Vong, Chiss, and Corellian content over the next little while. Like in 3.2. That doesn't mean they're going to be playable in that build, but you'll start seeing like them show up as non-playable factions, or for the ones that are already there, getting more stuff added to them.
Roger that. Right away.
Choose your reinforcements.
unit on point now.
Form up.
Course plotted.
At maximum unit
Awaiting
capacity.
orders.
Production halted.
Building started.
Alright. Would be a Star Wars Rebels small campaign. I mean, most of that's on one planet, so
Area, sir.
it'd be nice to include
Right away, sir.
like individual mission or two on it.
Form up.
But
Underway.
like the characters will definitely be there, but it's hard to say like what specific story scripted content there'd be.
Awaiting
We
orders.
secured a build pad.
Construction complete.
Ready to go. Scouting location.
We've lost a build pad.
Going in. Copy. Ground target locked. Ready for attack. Moving to coordinates. Roger that.
Alright. Everybody, stay over here. When they start sending in their TIE crawlers, we'll be able to kill them.
Adjusting navigator. Ready. Ready for orders. Initiating sweep. Weapons online. Got a lock. All out. Let's go out. Let's go. Keep going. Fire. This way.
Destroyed.
Over there. Scouting
You
location.
guys fall out there now.
Right away.
Ready for the AT-AT coming in here.
We secured a build pad.
T4P ready. Roger that.
We
Executing
lost a
flyby.
build pad.
Copy. Attacking target.
Right, the AT-AT is going to show up at the top soon. But I want to use this opportunity to kill the rest of these guys.
Attacking. Targeting.
That's an AA turret. Get out of there. It's an AA turret. We don't like AA turrets. They're not our friends.
Ball out.
Right, here it comes.
Form up. Waiting orders. Let's move out.
On the way.
It's going to be in short, added to the mod in 3.2. Do you mean 3.2 or 3.1? Like the one that's coming up in a month or so, or the release after that?
Copy. Let's go.
Because 3.1, the main focus has been on some like back-end reworks. So redoing how the era scripting works, which doesn't change the content directly as much, but sets us up to be able to work on stuff better. But it does include stuff like the UI rework and some other improvements. A lot of performance improvements. Like, it's basically a kind of upkeep release that we took to work on some of the stuff related to the petroglyph patch and that kind of thing.
Awaiting orders.
Like, it still include some other stuff, but that was kind of the main thrust of it. Whereas after that, 3.2 and 1.2, the 0.2 release cycle, is going to be more of an actual content update. So less reworks, more adding stuff using the benefits of those reworks.
Reporting. Keep going.
Because we were originally hoping to actually have this release out within like a month or two of release, and it's turned out to be 3 or 4, or maybe, yeah, 4. But we also did get a lot more into it than I expected, so I'm not too upset about it. Even for a small release, it's pretty sizable. So even our little releases have a ton of work in them. Is there any overlap for you guys in the Age of Legends team at the OTR? No. There are no shared members between our teams. Very few people work on that many teams. Like, it used to be more common, and it is more common in Sins, but usually people don't want to split their modding efforts too much. And usually you end up, even if you are on multiple teams, you'll end up working on either one thing at a time or end up having to switch off. I wasn't trying to dodge the Mandalorian's question. I thought it was already there. I don't use corporations on Mandalore very often. If not, maybe it will be, but that's not an area of the mod that I actually work on very much. That's typically Jorit's area. So I don't see a reason why it wouldn't be added later if it's not there already. Jorit may. So I can't really give much information there.
Let's move out. Let's go. Keep going.
Yes, sir.
Roger that.
Like, there are a lot of teams, us included, that if people... Shit, that's not what I wanted to build there. Where, like, models are shared, even if, like, it's not team members that are shared. But we've always made our own stuff. So people ask us to use our stuff all the time, and we usually say yes. It depends on the person, like, the person who made the content. Because within the team, I basically always allow whoever made their work to decide what's allowed to happen with their work. So that's why there's no like blanket permission of you can use whatever you want from the mod, because there's dozens of people who work on the mod, and they all have different stuff they're okay with happening with their work. But we've always used just our own in-house stuff, unless something was made for another mod by someone who became one of our devs. So,
Over there.
like Bob, he has been running Phoenix Rising for a long time, but when he joined TR, we started using a lot of his work for other stuff in TR.
Yes, Commander.
If you have a bunch of different sources for models, it tends to be a lot less consistent.
Sensor node constructing.
Like, yeah, you save some time making the models, but if you're not doing stuff in the same style, to the same specifications, then it'll look weird. There'll be different performance implications of the work being used. It's generally better, in our opinion, to stick with as much in-house as possible. And there are a few instances where we've like asked permission to use other people's stuff, but as much as possible, we do try to replace that stuff as soon as we can.
Almost there.
Those are just go down here.
Moving out.
We've secured a landing zone.
There be any unit balancing in the next update? I mean, small tweaks, mostly to the Empire of the Hand, I guess, but
All out, troops.
all the systems for balancing and all that were set up in 2.2-ish,
Entering battle.
and that hasn't significantly changed. Unofficial launch date for 3.1. Nope. There will hopefully be an announcement soon on release dates for the upcoming releases. But until then, just gotta wait.
Enemy has been defeated.
Yeah, we're gonna be making our own Vong stuff. We have a bunch of our own assets there. We don't intend to use like the Use on Vong at War or NJO mod stuff.
Control achieved.
Like artillery updates are a thing that happened for CIS because the J1 is moving over to a different role and we're replacing the or we're adding the HAG, and there's like the Hailfire changes that happened, that kind of stuff happened. But yeah, any unit change like that NMS is done universally unless there's a specific reason not to. So the Hailfire changes you saw in Fall of the Republic, that's coming to TR. Pretty much always, if there's something that can apply to both, it does. You play Total War Rome? I have played Rome Total War before. I do want to do more Total War on the channel. It makes me sad because the videos never do well. And like, I'm sure if I put in a lot of time, I could build up some sort of audience there, but like, there's other games that I can just start playing and immediately kind of have an idea of how well they're going to do on the channel. And there's kind of like a minimum of what it has to do to not be actively hurting the channel. But Total War has unfortunately so far never gotten past that point.
Vehicle in production.
And I'm hoping this time it'll be different when we do the next series. Maybe, yeah, when the remastered stuff comes out, it'll be a bit more interest that I can try to do it. Like, I don't just do stuff hoping to get the most views ever. Obviously, because it's a small channel. But there is a kind of baseline that stuff has to perform to be
Building started.
worth doing. Because like, if you put out a bunch of videos and commit to a really long series that's not going to do well,
Constructing unit.
then it can have
Production.
really negative consequences for your videos being pushed out, subscribers returning, all that stuff. And a Total War series is going to be like 30 to 40 episodes, so it's like a commitment to really hurting yourself there. Alright, there's actually not much here, so we can go in.
Orders confirmed.
What's on Stars and Metalorn.
Tactical battle imminent.
Based on the poll that I put up, it's going to be Empire Total War, which I might do Napoleon instead. I just kind of grouped them together for that poll. in my head. Will Maelstrom battlecruiser become a Republic and follow the Republic at any point in the foreseeable future? Yep. The big delay there is basically it doesn't have an official design, so we have to make one. Valerie, when she was still active, did
We'll get there. Heading out.
did a kind of basic design for it, but we'll probably need to tweak that a bit. Visit it maybe, so we'll see.
Orders confirmed.
Valerie is working on the art for Edge of Despair right now still. So it looks really cool. I showed it in the dev, or not in the dev server, in the Discord server, and we are hopefully going to be starting that campaign soon, campaign 3 of Edge of Despair, and I'm really excited for that.
Ready. Mega Mazers primed.
More enemy craft. Weapons charged. Coming around. Preparing for combat.
Heavy destroyer stands ready.
I love doing the tabletop stuff on the channel, and it's been so long since we've been able to do that. Like the series with Shaq and Ek and them got delayed because I think Shaq's in some Space Engineers tournament style stuff, so that's kind of put us on a hiatus there, and we finished the second Edge of Despair campaign. Like I love that shit. Cannot wait to actually get back into it.
Battleship standing by.
It's been way too long.
Ready to go. Ready.
I doubt the Maelstrom would show up outside of Fall of the Republic.
I have them now.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
It's not something that really shows up in a lot of places, and it is nice having some content that is unique to specific factions or mods.
Coming back around for a
So, same reason that we don't want to like throw a bunch of Clone Wars stuff all over the place in TR if we can avoid it. Like we use it in a few places to give some differences between some of the Imperial factions in particular, but on the whole, we prefer not to do that where we don't have to. Let's try to get some shields back.
target locked. Excellent shot.
Ready. Mega Mazers primed.
Star Destroyer at the ready.
Star Destroyer comms open.
Orin.
Location locked. Heading out.
Engines
Heavy assault cruiser
Ready
ready.
to
Oh,
receive
Crowley
orders.
Big Tat. That was just Bell Clinton.
Sequence
It was
engaged.
I think that was what I did for the Big Tat.
Ascendancy at the ready.
That was a good session.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
weapons online.
Star
Like-
Destroyer comms open.
If there's one piece of content that I really wish
Bringing Mega Mazers
Ready to receive orders.
more people did watch,
Thrawn would approve.
it's Edge of Despair.
Mega Mazers primed.
Like, when I got into tabletop stuff, I got into it hard, and I love watching like live play stuff.
Ascendancy at the ready.
So
Star Destroyer comms
if I could make that be like a staple of the channel, just have it kind of going on all the time in a similar way to Empire at War,
Star Destroyer
and maybe
at the ready.
do some more collaborations in that kind of space,
Target
then I'd be very happy.
cannons.
Star Destroyer comms open.
Thanks, Heavy Destroyer stands ready.
Sir. Acquiring target.
Ready to receive orders.
Heavy assault cruiser ready.
Ascendancy at the
All right.
ready. Mega Mazers primed.
Roger that. Engaging the enemy.
Star Destroyer comms open. Ready to receive orders. Ascendancy at the ready.
Weapons charged.
All right, we are gonna take Antimeridian, Intermedius,
Awaiting your order.
Antimeridian sector. Nice callback to Tap Calf transmissions.
Comms open. Firing
Last
sequence
week.
engaged. Ready to receive orders.
Destroyer here.
More enemy craft.
We've got them on scopes.
Ascendancy at the ready. Thrawn would approve.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
Like, I would say our goal for the stream is to eliminate
Comms open.
Maldrude, but
I copy.
Ready
they're
to receive
taking more planets in the core, so I don't know if that's going to be a reasonable thing for us to do.
Destroyer stands ready.
We'll hopefully be able to take out these last 4 or 5 planets up here. Kind of push them back finally. Now we're not worrying about Kane. But, oh well. Thank you, Adam, for becoming a captain. The newest member on YouTube here. Get a ship in the playthrough for the CIS coming up, if you are a member of the channel. Fun facts. Alright, what do you got? That's 195. No! Ow, you jerks. Okay. Ession.
Vehicle in production.
Eddie... I guess shipyard here.
Started.
Building
Building under construction. Beginning construction.
Wow, the New Republic's just going at it. I guess taking Fondor from... Did they take it from the Empire or Ariado? It's not clear, because Typhera would have been there as well. The New Republic's going to start seeing a bit of a resurgence, it looks like. See what they're looking like over at Hast. God damn. New Republic, what are you doing? New Republic ate their Wheaties.
Constructing.
Heavy destroyer stands ready.
Metalorn. That'll be simple. Centaurus. That has an HV gun, so we have to be careful of that. But really, that's not too bad either. Let's check Rivester.
Coordinates received.
Alright, let's wipe some heroes here. Yeah, I'm just surprised they took as many in a row as they did there. Like, Ariado could have done it themselves. I'm not sure if they already did take Elrude.
Reinforcements.
Orders confirmed. We'll get there. Location locked. Heading out.
Syndic moving out. Destroyer en route. Understood. Engage.
Orders confirmed.
Vectors set. Yes, Commander. Firing on my weapon system.
Ascendancies are ready. Star Destroyer con open.
What do you need, sir? All batteries fire on the target.
Ready to receive orders. Ascendancies are ready. We'll get there.
Syndic moving out.
Location locked.
This one's
Syndic star destroyer
seems kind of like a
firing on the target.
victory lap kind of battle.
Star Destroyer con open. Ready to receive orders. Ready go. Ascendancies are ready.
Enemies in range. I'm on them. Stay in formation. Get behind them. I have them now.
Star Destroyer
Yes,
con
Commander.
open.
Target locked.
Ready to receive orders.
Eliminating target.
Alright.
I'm on them. Coming around. Target locked.
Mega Masers primed.
Excellent shot.
What do you need, sir?
Locking on.
Ascendancies are ready.
Got them in my sight.
Star Destroyer con open. Firing
3, get up to there. Nope, okay.
Approve.
Enemies in range.
Never mind.
Target locked.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Destroy those weapons.
Ready to receive orders. Mega Masers primed.
I don't know if they'll retreat from
Ascendancies
this.
are ready. Orders confirmed.
I'll just pull them up a little bit.
Ready.
Star Destroyer con
I
open.
got one.
Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready.
Intercepting.
Yeah, really.
Ready
Locking
to
on.
The trillion katana dreadnoughts out there now.
Firing sequence engage. We'll get there.
Enemies
Ascendancies
in
are ready.
range.
Alright. No more messing around, Meldrude.
High squadron here.
I've allowed you to hurt me too much.
Decoding your transmission. Syndic star destroyer here.
It was all just to lull them into a false sense of security. That's always what it is.
Target acquired.
Just false senses of security.
What do you need, sir? Syndic star destroyer here.
Get behind them. Target locked. Eliminating target. Falling out of formation. Target locked.
Heavy destroyer stands ready.
Oh, you're gonna start seeing some more Sims on the channel as well. That's gonna be great. I think. Finally, a nice unmitigated success.
Underway. Star Cruiser here.
Where are we?
Vehicle in production.
Beginning construction. Constructing. Building started. Beginning construction. Beginning
a bit more.
construction.
Constructing unit.
Construction complete.
Right away. Star Cruiser here.
Construction complete.
Alright. That's more defenses, like more actual units there. Antimeridius. So we'll probably do like Metalorn, Centaurus, Antimeridius.
Heavy destroyer stands ready.
Ion Cannon.
Reporting for duty.
Construction complete.
There'll be at least one more hero coming up, or two, I think, because we got Shaq fell.
Construction.
Vigilant standing by.
This is going to be rough if we hold off too long.
Coordinates received.
Was there an HV gun there? No. At least that's something.
Construction
Assault
complete.
tank reporting for duty.
Moving to coordinates.
Seven at the ready.
Hmm.
Invasion commencing.
Alright, so Metalorn, and then we might need to go back and not deal with 37 AT-ATs.
Reporting. Right away, sir.
Constructing.
Awaiting orders. Squad, advance.
Thanks, Adam. Glad we could help.
Choose your reinforcements.
Position Alpha successfully reached.
Adjusting navicomputers.
At maximum unit capacity. Production
out.
halted.
Yep, for the Vong War, the solos will become heroes.
Construction complete.
The New Republic and CSA have ion cannons, all the other factions have hypervelocity guns.
Yes, sir.
Because most of the other factions are Imperial factions, so we stuck with the
Yes,
HV gun.
Ready.
And then, because of the origins of the ion cannon, it felt better, especially also just for like
Ready to go.
for some variety. It felt better to just give the CSA
Ready for recon.
the ion cannon.
Secure a landing zone.
I copy. Underway.
Yes, sir.
Keep them with the Republic structure set for now.
Heading out.
Commander. Ready, sir.
We secure a build pad.
Reporting in.
Ready for orders.
Lost a
Moving to
build pad.
coordinates.
We secured a build pad.
Alright,
Roger that.
let's see if we
Roger
can get...
Reporting. Almost there.
We've located the enemy.
Warm up. Roger that. Right away. We're going in.
Note.
Getting out. Ball out. Course plotted.
Some more tanks in there. And our infantry. Seems relatively secure. So if you guys just want to stay over here.
Waiting orders.
And let's get those turrets. That's cool, Ashwin. Good luck. How's that going for you?
Ready for attack. Initiating waiting
kind of a scary thought to think like my blind stumbling in Visual Studio could do that. I definitely don't advise using anything I've done as any sort of guideline for anything. That's step one in learning software development. Don't do what I do. I think I've actually had a 50-50 split of doing the victory point on this map versus doing standard conquest.
Right away. Ready to receive orders. Moving out.
Starting with JavaScript and Python. Read advice. Not really. Like my coding skills is really just stumbling around and learning whatever I specifically need for whatever mod thing I'm working on. Ox recommended a channel by a guy named Derek Banas before. Derekbanas. If you're looking for some decent software dev tutorial videos, that's a good place to check out. And today's sponsor, Skillshare, which I am not recommending, nor have I used.
Ready to move. Almost there.
We'll check it out.
Standing by.
Sure, it's very nice though.
Ready to go. Roger.
We secure a
Commander,
pad.
scouting location. Adjusting Navicomputer.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Form up.
I have never been paid anything by Skillshare. I've never done a sponsored anything. Unless you want to count like the games that Stardock or Indie Devs have given me. That's a sponsorship, technically, I guess.
Assault tank reporting for duty. Engage.
En route.
Man, Loot Crate is such a 2010 thing. I guess much later than that. What, 2015? 2016 where it was big?
Location locked. Heading out. Assault tank reporting for duty.
Fox is always looking for more Lua devs.
Orders confirmed.
Moving to coordinates.
Oh yeah, there is the product sponsorship. Can't forget product.
We'll get there. Assault tank reporting for duty.
Tactical battle imminent.
AppCap Transmissions, brought to you by Product.
There they are.
Choose your reinforcements.
Location locked. Heading out. Orders confirmed. Vectors set. Coordinates received.
Velocity cannon firing.
Engage.
What are you going for? Sucks.
We'll get there. Location locked. Heading out. Orders confirmed. Destroyer en route. We'll get there. Decoding your transmission.
You know what? This is lame. We had plenty of opportunities to do actual damage to them, but they shot at fighters instead. I think Bob's fixed that. He found out the containers need a certain tag as well. So that should be less annoying in the future. Oh, well, that's something. You know what?
Vectors
Let's do it. I want the Intigos anyways.
The enemy is approaching.
Choose your reinforcements.
Location locked, heading out. Orders confirmed. We'll get there. Location locked, heading out. Ready to receive orders. Thrawn would approve. Ascendancy at the ready. Mega Mazers primed. Star Destroyer comms open. Ready to receive orders. Firing sequence engaged. Thrawn would approve.
Right. So drop there. Drop you there.
Orders confirmed.
Another one back here. I just really want to use a lot of cultists for this.
Coordinates received. Engage. Vectors set.
Leave us with.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Head full. Moving to those coordinates. Ascendancy at the ready. Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
It may not be the most effective strategy, just throwing throwing cultists in the front lines, but it's fun. That's what we're here for. I think it was the Thrawn trilogy that had hot chocolate.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
I think we talked about that when it came up.
Getting a lock.
Ready to receive orders. The destroyer stands ready. Decoding your transmission. Ready. Firing sequence engaged. Star Destroyer comms. Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Thanks, Heavy Destroyer stands ready.
So, for Empire at War, the in-game code you have is like basic XML stuff, which is not really programming in any meaningful way. But then there is a lot of Lua, so all the scripting for all the mechanics and the framework and stuff, that's all Lua. Then we have some outside tools that we use and have developed. That's all Python. So like the Galactic Conquest editor, that's been in a workable but not releasable state for a long time. That's Python. The Blender exporter for Sins that Bob has been working on for me. That's Python.
Heavy Destroyer stands ready. Target at Galac's discretion.
Roger that. Those torpedo launchers
Decoding
must be
your
destroyed.
orders. Firing sequence engaged.
All right.
Thrawn would approve.
Form up.
Awaiting new
Nope.
instructions,
Nope.
Commander.
You gotta get out of there.
Heavy Destroyer stands ready. We'll get there. Decoding your transmission.
Set you up without any shields.
Coordinates received. Requesting fighter support. Awaiting your orders.
Okay, Syzygo says go kill these bombers. Bob also did some updates to the escort code, or escort behaviors for AIs with bombers and fighters and stuff. So they should be a bit more sensible with how they use their bombers as well.
Yes, sir. We go.
Not sending them in clusters quite so alone.
Journey class frigate here. Plotting trajectory.
You stay there.
Awaiting new instructions.
On that.
Take out
On that.
main fighter bay. Engage.
Get up there. Now that there's something with shields that can tank.
Stands ready. Ready to receive orders. Yes, sir.
Cannon firing.
Decoding your transmission. Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Ascendancy at the ready.
No! It's dead.
Are we free to attack?
I don't care.
Star Destroyer comms
I don't.
open. Thanks,
I'll just rebuild it. We have a fuck ton of credits now.
We're moving out.
Heavy destroyer stands ready. Vectors set.
Excellent shot.
Alright.
I got one.
Ready to receive orders. Firing sequence engaged.
This is the last of the major Maldruid fleets in this area, at least. We have a motive to rebuild them, we have the means to rebuild them, we have an opportunity to rebuild them, so why wouldn't we? Oh, come on, it missed. I just made an annoying sound effect on stream for no reason. None whatsoever.
We shall be there shortly.
Star Destroyer comms
Right.
open.
Here it is.
Lasers primed.
You can shoot it. You probably can't, because we're just going to kill it first.
Weapons online. Attack.
Okay, sniped it. Little pop out of existence. That's worth a save, I think. As we head into the final hour of the stream, getting ready to invade Centaurus, Antimeridius, and Rivester. And then that other planet that's down in the south that I forget which planet that is. But then as we go into the next stream, we're going to be taking out a lot of New Republic territory, it seems, also heading into the core to fight off the Galactic Empire. I'm not sure how much is actually left, because like the northern parts of the galaxy tend to be the denser ones, or the denser area. I do want to add some more planets to the core in a lot of the progressive maps, because it'll make it a bit easier. Or like make a bit more sense just how you go through the galaxy, because like you come up Bondor, Relia, Kuat, Coruscant. All very important, but that's all there is.
Underway. En route.
Construction complete.
Coordinates received.
Right away. Moving to coordinates.
They forced our hand, apparently.
Tactical battle
Oh
imminent.
shit, that's not what I wanted to fight here. Not what I wanted to get here.
The enemy has been spotted.
Now we need to actually defend Thanos. I was hoping it would stay with Uriatu Authority, whatever they had there. Maldruid used to be able to get Providences. They were cut a while ago.
Prepare for jump to hyperspace.
At least this is the capital shipyard. We can build up some extra defenses here. Slide over.
Tactical battle imminent.
There seems to have been a good chunk of their fleet in this area.
Enemy unit sighted.
Pulling me away from my actual... But we need to kill...
Choose your
Oh.
reinforcements.
It's gonna be very different than our other
Location locked. Heading
fights. Or other adversaries, at least.
Engage.
Reinforcements cancelled. Reinforcements cancelled.
Orders confirmed. Vectors set. Coordinates received.
Heading out.
Alright.
Star Destroyer standing by. Those torpedo launchers.
Yeah,
must
Providences
be
are an area where it's like, they weren't really used in the
Star
period
Destroyer reporting in.
very much.
Ascendancy at the ready.
And
Thrawn would
we don't want to
approve.
have
Awaiting new
that many overlapping
instructions,
parts.
Commander. Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready.
Yes, Commander.
Ready to go, sir. All fighters engage. Ready for command.
If they show up anywhere, it'd be like ship market for CSA, which will have a bit more variety. Your power to shield saved you for a while.
Decoding your transmission.
Ready to go, sir.
Let's try to...
Awaiting new
Over there.
instructions, Commander. Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready.
Nowhere to run.
Decoding your transmission.
Ready to receive orders. I'm losing. Lieutenant, things are ready. Another one's down. I got it.
Alright.
Falling out of formation.
Another one's down.
I'm not sure why they've attached Kraken to this fleet.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
Alright, let's go for Akbar because he doesn't get his own bonus.
Ready to receive orders.
No hero gets their own command bonus because EAW doesn't let it apply properly.
Awaiting new instructions.
The game used to have like separately coded bonuses that it's supposed to self-apply, but when Petroglyph gave us all access to the debug build, we learned that even in the base game, they don't actually apply the bonus. So it was kind of pointless.
Destroy those weapons.
Receive orders. Mega Mazer Thrawn.
Being outmaneuvered. All Mega Mazers. Initialize general bombardment. Decoding your transmission.
Like, I'm pretty sure the Ariado Authority had a freighter at Kessel.
Decoding your transmission.
Star Destroyer
Which is why I was kind of hoping we'd be able to
sequence engaged.
hold on to that area. Or have them hold on to that area.
Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready.
Thrawn would approve.
Decoding your transmission.
Shit. Ah, it's dead.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
Didn't realize he was that one. Well, Kessel was entirely isolated.
Coming around.
Lieutenant, things are ready.
Nowhere to run. Falling out of formation.
Mega Mazers primed. Firing sequence engaged.
Draw their
Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready.
No, you
Star
don't.
Destroyer comms open. Ready to receive orders.
Decoding your transmission. Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
Things are ready.
Choose your reinforcements.
Understood. Syndic moving out.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Look at that.
Guess we'll use all of our pop now.
Yes, Commander. All batteries fire on the top.
Eliminating
What do you need, sir?
I've got them in my sights.
Syndic Star Destroyer here.
Target locked. Coming back around for another.
Thanks, heavy destroyer
Star
stands
Destroyer
ready.
comms open.
Yes,
Intercepting.
Commander.
Excellent shot. I'm on them.
Firing on the top.
Stay in formation. Get behind them.
What do you need, sir?
I have them now.
Syndic Star Destroyer here.
Okay.
Decoding your...
Was too lazy with that one. Well, we'll keep them all together for this next. No, wait. There'll be a ground force coming.
Underway.
So let's make sure we leave enough here for that.
Tactical battle imminent.
And then once this is done, we just move on to the next planet.
Send reinforcements.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
We'll be there imminently.
Fallout.
I think we have an interdictor in this fleet.
Form up. Let's move
Oh,
out.
Ready to go, sir.
we did.
Awaiting orders.
No, wait. This was mostly
Let's go.
Ready to receive orders.
new stuff.
Copy.
I guess this is every fleet now. Got
Weapons
combined.
armed. We're advancing on your
Star
position.
Viper,
We're setting course for those coordinates.
Raptors.
Keep going.
On standby.
Yes, sir. This way. Advancing on
They decide to retreat, which I don't think they will.
Choose your reinforcements.
They're being weird with how they use these still. Bob's very upset about it.
Commander. All fighters attack. Over there. Attack. I lost them. Ah! Ready. TIE squadron here. Fire. Regroup for another attack. I lost them. Ah!
It's all dead.
TIEs reporting in. I lost them. They're coming in quick. I got one.
Well, yeah, creation. They've.
Orders, sir.
That's why Bob's upset. He doesn't know why they're doing this.
Course set.
I've got him disabled.
Open fire.
We
Locking
are
on.
victorious.
It's been an issue since at least December. The periodical issue. Okay.
Location locked.
Goria.
Tactical battle imminent.
This means we need to actually build this up.
Building under
Beginning
construction.
Make them not want to attack it. Guess I should queue up some space stuff for that.
Building started.
It's not combat power. They just don't. They don't even move them in the battle. It's just being weird. Yeah, Ashworm.
Inbound.
What's your opinion of the Force of Corruption campaign? I actually like all of the base game story campaigns. I think they're a lot of fun. They're definitely worth playing for any players that haven't really done them before. Maybe you've like
Fallout.
got in just through mods.
Orders confirmed.
I don't enjoy base game Galactic Conquest very much. It can be pretty frustrating, but I do think the story campaigns are fun and worth playing.
Star Destroyer comms open.
Awaiting your command. Right away.
Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready. Decoding your transmission.
Ready to receive orders. Firing sequence engaged.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander. Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready.
Let's not split our focus too much here.
Decoding your transmission.
You can handle that quickly. You can handle this quickly.
New instructions, Commander.
Send it to ready.
You guys can just soften up the IST for when we get to it.
Stands ready.
Target locked.
Destroyer
They're
armor.
hitting us.
Reinforcements detached.
In my sights.
Location locked.
Eliminating
Heading out.
target.
Requesting fighters aboard.
Engage. Where'd he go?
Understood.
Back around.
Right away.
Yes, Commander.
Getting a lock.
Roger that.
Okay, that's fine.
Decoding your
Go to the core. Or, no, I guess they're gonna go to Rivester. That's fine.
Stay in formation. Locking on.
Yeah, like base is better than Forces of Corruption for a lot of the actual Galactic Conquest stuff. Because, like, at the very least, if you want to avoid some of the annoying stuff in base game, you just play the Rebellion and don't have to deal with the raids. But no matter what you play in Forces of Corruption, there's something annoying that's going to happen to you. And not just like, oh, this is occasionally annoying. It's like literally all you're going to experience in your life.
Vehicle in production.
I want some artillery because we haven't had much artillery.
Orders confirmed.
Right away.
Assault tank reporting for duty.
Mhm.
Underway.
Moving to coordinates.
Right. This is starting to be ready for some fleet building.
Unit in production. Unit in production. Constructing unit.
Doom.
Constructing unit. Unit in production. Constructing unit. Vehicle in production. Unit in production.
There we go. Any plans for recreating the story campaigns in Imperial Reign? Probably not the base game ones. Ideally, we'd like to have a lot of story stuff for all the mods in Galactic Conquest, if nothing else. I don't think we'd try to go quite into redoing all the base game stuff with it.
Assault tank
As
reporting for duty.
we'd have to account for like stuff working differently.
Heavy cruiser on standby.
It might be fun to just try it with the asset swaps and stuff in the mod, but it'd be probably kind of difficult. Which factions are you planning on adding for Fall of the Republic? There will be a Mandalorian faction that's just like the Mandalorians in TR, or there'll be a non-playable faction.
Awaiting orders.
The only playable faction we're planning are the Hutts.
Choose your reinforcements.
We're an assault tank,
We
not a
secure
boat.
a build pad. Reinforcements cancelled.
Adjusting
At
navicomputer.
maximum unit capacity.
See if we can grab these LZs.
Reporting.
We'll be able to grab the other one. I don't know about this one.
Standing by. Awaiting orders.
Order acknowledged.
We've lost a
Yes,
build
Commander.
pad.
Keep going.
We've secured a landing zone.
Course plotted. Adjusting
Moving
navicomputer.
at full speed now. Almost there. We'll
At
be there in a
maximum
few
unit
seconds.
capacity. Production halted.
Attacking. I copy. Targeting. Reporting.
Alright. We know they have a lot of
Construction complete.
Ready, sir. Yes,
both
sir.
advanced vehicle factories and advanced vehicles from said factories.
Over there.
So, you know what? Let's just get over here. Here, one of you...
Moving into position.
You go first. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Underway.
Stop hugging each other on your way.
Pad.
Tank brigade here. Almost there.
Awaiting orders. This way.
There will be like an actual kind of overview of Imperial Reign soon.
Ready for orders.
We've lost a build pad.
Entering battle. We're going in. Firing. Executing plan. Copy. En route.
You guys are slow.
Form up. Right away.
Acknowledged.
Form up. Waiting orders. We're going in. Ground targets locked. Moving to coordinates.
Alright, pull out. Is there an AA thing there? I don't know. Doesn't look like it.
Awaiting orders.
I'm not sure what the cost was. I know like West End Games stuff had costs for it. That's probably the closest you're gonna find to it. West End Games or Wizards of the Coast, either one.
Yes, sir.
Not sure which had.
Proceeding.
Copy.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Does the Republic have contact with the Habens during or before the Clone Wars? Like, they knew the Habens were there, but the Habens were always isolationist and insular. There wouldn't have been like sustained regular contact. After the Clone Wars,
Let's go.
a good chunk of CIS weapons designers did end up going to
Moving out.
the consortium as well. So there was that. So it's not like it was a big secret that they were around.
Maximum unit capacity. Production halted.
Ready for attack.
Is there like command our own rebel cell and have to supply missions and stuff to steal each ship and supplies that are actually building them? I mean, there'd still be elements of ship construction. It's still Empire at War. Like, we have to stick with the things that make Empire Wars. We'd be doing thematic stuff with it and story stuff with it that makes more sense for the era and makes it make more sense for the era.
Over there.
Unit destroyed.
So like you get more of your ships via
Capacity.
like depending on which faction you're playing.
Reporting.
via story missions and all that stuff, but it wouldn't be exclusively just stealing ships.
Be mobile.
Like, you still have to stick within Empire at War's constraints. What works there.
Reporting.
You can't just change it into anything.
Yes, sir. Moving into position. Yes, Commander.
Any of you move?
Weapons loaded. T4P ready. Give me a time. Yes, Commander. Take ready. Right away.
We never killed that AA turret.
Reporting in. Moving out. Heading out. Ready for attack. All out.
Bombardment available.
Let's move out. Let's go.
Go
Keep
over
going.
here.
Initiating sweep. This way.
Okay, that's good.
Standing by.
Get over here.
Over there. Scout
Yeah.
location.
I said over here.
Executing flight. Copy. Weapons online. I've got a lock.
Oh crap.
En route. Moving to coordinates. Roger that.
Alright, back here we go. You guys can help that. Destroy that.
Ready. Affirmative, sir.
One of you go down there.
The enemy.
You have to hand my favorite faction to play. I really like them.
We
sir.
secured
I don't know that they're my favorite. I don't think I have a favorite faction to play right now. A lot of them that I like for different reasons.
sensor array. We lost a build pad.
Comlink active.
I wonder if we're going to be able to actually make it to that. It's going to be pretty bad.
Ready to go.
Lost a build pad.
Yeah, they're... no, I think we got it.
Roger that. Right away. Form up. Underway.
Right away,
Waiting
sir.
order. Almost there. Heading out.
Alright, we're going to try to kill this AT-AT with these tanks.
We secured a
Fire
build
at will.
pad.
And you guys can actually do a lot with that too. Why does the map sometimes just reveal itself? If you've like completely overwhelmed the enemy forces, it'll do it.
Build pad.
But this one revealed itself because we captured the sensor array.
Fire. Ready, sir. Heading out.
We secured a build pad.
Attacking. Reporting. Moving
Which reveals the whole map.
A build pad.
out. Ready for orders. Open fire. All out.
Alright. Where's an AA turret? There's one there.
We secured a build
Attacking
pad.
target. Let's move out. Let's go.
Unit
Keep going. Yes, sir. Heading out.
We lost one in that run.
Yes, Commander. All out, troops.
That was fun.
Ready.
Okay, let's get up the hill.
Fire.
Take out the AA turret so that we can send you guys in.
Fire at will.
And we don't have to worry about losing any of you. Now we're good.
Warm up. Targeting.
Get the structure.
Firing. This way. We're going in. Ground target locked.
Dark Jedi, there's very few details that I'll be giving away about Imperial Reign until later. There'll be videos covering that stuff. It's still pretty early in development. And
System control.
giving rough outlines of even planned features on a stream is not really the best way to do announcements for the mod.
We'll get there. Underway.
Vigilant standing on standby.
For duty.
Tactical battle imminent.
Journey class frigate here. Vigilant standing by.
We're going back to Thanos.
Orders confirmed.
Journey class frigate here.
Select Terraform.
Warlord class gunship here, sir.
Tactical battle imminent.
So close to having our HV gun.
Come across enemy units.
The first thing we're likely to announce is like I'll do a video going over the general structure of the mod, and then when it comes to like actual specific mechanics, it'd still be a while before we get to any of that being announced and shown.
Ready to receive orders.
On standby. Ready to go, sir.
TIE squadrons.
No. No release dates.
Instructions received.
Pretty impossible to know release dates, even for stuff that's like imminently releasing.
Roger that.
Any number of things can go wrong. So like we never give any sort of release date until we're within basically a month of release.
The primary target is the ion cannon.
And it'll be significantly longer than that for Rain.
Awaiting your orders.
Let's get them up here. They can come to us. Can't even say that, Calyx. Pretty loaded question.
Syndic Star Destroyer here.
I think they can go on their own.
Orders.
I think the MC-80B.
Ion cannons.
You can come up front here.
Ascendancy at the ready.
That's gonna be a while.
Yes, Commander.
Get behind them. I have them
Prepare
now.
to enter the asteroids. Another one down. Destroy their turbo lasers. Syndic moving out.
The New Republic's really doing their best to
Awaiting new instructions.
ruin my plans of taking out the Greater Maldrude this episode.
Syndic Star Destroyer here.
Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready.
Destroyer here.
Star Destroyer comms open.
I'm
We'll
on
get there.
them.
Ready to
Coming
receive
around.
orders. Decoding your transmission.
Got them in my sights.
Yes, Commander.
Copy. Asteroids ahead.
A feature most community has been asking, I don't know if you know, but bring fleets in from nearby systems out in the middle of battle of reinforcement. That's always been a thing that people have really wanted in Empire at War, but
What do you need,
it's
sir?
not an easy thing to do.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
We'd love to have more context in the battles from like between Tactical and Galactic, but in order to do anything approaching that, you would basically at the start of every battle,
Ascendancy at the ready.
like you need a way to know what forces are everywhere in the galaxy, because when you're on Tactical, you can't really get that information. So you'd basically have to have a way to
Destroyer comms open.
to
Firing sequence in.
when the battles are triggered, collect a list of every ship everywhere in the galaxy,
Thrawn would
know what planets are connected to which planets, who owns them,
decoding your transmission.
and all that kind of information.
At the ready.
Then, if you want to use that to spawn anything in the battle, because you can't pull those units directly there, you have to have some extra spawn of them coming in. Like, there's no way to have it, like, open another button here, and then you have this pool of all the units from another planet, and you pull them in. That wouldn't be a thing that you can do. And it'd have to be a very different setup than that. It'd be like,
Transmission.
you have a button that on your shipyard, and maybe you could
Yes, Commander.
press a thing that's like call in units from another planet, and then you bring in everything from that planet. Then you have to deal with PopCap. Like, there's no clean way to do getting the information, there's no clean way to do. Handling the ships coming in. Then you have to keep track of what happens to those ships in those battles, because you need to despawn them once you get back to the galactic map from those other planets, that you have the new version where they've shown up. And then if the faction is retreated from there, you still have to do something with it. So you'd still have to delete the original unit and send them somewhere. If the unit's dead, then you have to know that you need to get rid of it and not spawn it somewhere else. So there's a lot of stuff that would go into that would be both difficult, unclean, impossible. There's a lot of moving parts there. That's even more difficult, Dark Jedi, because you're just saying, like, it doesn't really reduce the amount of work you have to do to know you're getting just, say, a battle's happening at Thanos, that you only need the information from Contrum, Roche, Metalor, Tagoria, and Kessel. Because then you'd still need to get a list of all the connected planets. You need to tell the Galactic Conquest what's connected to what, because it doesn't necessarily know that inherently. Then you still need to collect every unit, but then you need to whittle it down to just the ones on the relevant planets. So it's not an easy task. There's no element of it that has like a clear way that it wouldn't... A clear way to get that information, a clear way to use that information in the battle, a clear way to make it something that the player can interact with properly, because you're limited in what you can do with the UI, which is why like we have all this shit up here. So it's a flexible game in a lot of ways, but it's not unlimited in what you can do with it.
Ormos class carrier here, Admiral.
Like I said, we do want to do more stuff with passing information from the galactic and tactical level. Like boarding alone, the fact that we were able to do that takes a lot. Like the entire cross-plot system being set up how it was. And you can already see just how problematic that can be with the different elements that can go wrong with spawning the units out of that. And it isn't even easy to get all the information when a battle is queued, because you'd need... We found out recently that the game still does process stuff even if it's paused, if there's a trigger for it. So we'd hopefully be able to get some sort of event queue for the battle starting so we could gather all the information. Otherwise you'd need like a ticking running tally of every event happening, which would be just a huge performance sink. Like, there's what's possible, then there's also what's feasible with the game's performance being what it is. So there's a lot of stuff in Empire at War that you like could do if performance wasn't an issue as well.
Recruiting troops.
Because like another thing that people really want is like veterancy for units, but having the game actually know what each unit is and like upgrade it, that's fucking, you know, pause. God damn it. Yeah. There's a lot of art that needs to be done. The big thing we're looking for at this point is texture artists, because we're like 70 models behind on textures. Any intention to do missions similar to AOTR style so we can get units discounts? So missions like the base game ones, basically, yeah. We already have some in Fall of the Republic. Like, again, that's something that did exist in the base game. We want to do more of them. Just our focus on scripting has been elsewhere recently. Yeah, if you want to join the Discord and send me a message, Dark Jedi. We try to be pretty careful with expanding the team right now because there's a lot of people. That's sad. Alright, it's 5:40. We were going to end in 20 minutes, so I think what I'm going to do is I'll get back to where we were off stream. We'll end the stream here, so I'll get Tagoria back, and I'll get to the Centauri's battle rather than waiting for that. unfortunate. Took 2 hours and 40 minutes. We did get a crash. No, the missions weren't causing that. Awesome creation. That was caused by the helpful hints button. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have enjoyed our first Empire of the Hand stream on YouTube. There will again be the CIS one starting on Tuesday. I think Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. I'm probably going to record the CIS one live tomorrow, get the first few episodes on that on Twitch, and then next Sunday we'll be back here with more Empire of the Hand. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed this stream. Hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.